It is my real pleasure on behalf of music education right from the start to welcome you here for the launch of the ACER Primary Teachers Survey for New South Wales.
Now imagine being a teacher in a busy primary school classroom, maybe even, dare I say it, a classroom that's becoming a little bit difficult to manage. Just imagine that. And somebody tells you that there's something that can directly help decrease stress and anxiety. And this thing, it can also improve social skills, well-being, self-regulation, learning capacity, attention and focus. You'd be thinking, what is this magical thing? Can I put it in a bottle? Well, as this report confirms, that really is the power of music in a classroom. And I think the report highlights the opportunity that if there's any way we can improve music education in our classrooms, there's a raft of positive flow-on benefits that it offers to kids, to schools, to the community. But to make these improvements, it's important we understand the perspective of our primary school teachers who are making these all-important early musical experiences happen. And that's exactly what this survey does.
We asked teachers how they would describe themselves. 17% said that they were musical, 46% said they knew a bit about music, while a third said they were not musical. I think it shows us that the teachers responding to the survey were representative in the sense that they weren't all music specialists or doing it just because they were musically minded. When teachers were asked about how often music was taught, it was most often reported as occurring for 1 hour per week, which is at 73%, on 1 day per week by 85% of respondents, and during one term of the year by 50% of respondents, although a quarter also reported that music was taught all 4 terms of the year.
But because data is not just numbers, it also tells a story. And in this case, it allows us to take a much needed look at what happens inside classrooms. There is no question about belief. New South Wales teachers see value in music education and they see it very, very clearly. 90% of teachers agreed or strongly agreed that music education improves cognitive connectivity and efficiency. 94% agreed it enhances learning capacity, and 93% agreed that it improves social skills and well-being. There's some big numbers. The big one at the moment, 96% of teachers also reported that music education helps decrease stress and anxiety. Taken together, these findings point to music education as a multi-dimensional contributor to student development, supporting cognition, emotional regulation, confidence, and connectedness with school. But as with most things in education, belief alone is not enough. Beyond pre-service education, music professional learning isn't currently a priority in most schools. But when research clearly shows that music learning directly supports literacy and numeracy, perhaps it's time to revisit this.
I'm really delighted to be here because I've seen firsthand as a student from New South Wales Public Education, as an educator, as a mother of 3 sons who attended their local schools who all play instruments and continue to do so as young men community, and all of the wonderful things that I've seen come from music education. Our educators, our teachers in classrooms, we know the value of music education, and it's more than just understanding how to play an instrument or sing a song. We know it helps in our learning. We know it helps regulate our feelings and our behaviour. It brings joy to what happens in our classrooms. And whether you go to school in Boggabilla or Ballina or Balmain or Homebush West, you deserve a quality education. I've been in public education for a very long time, and what brought me in and what keeps me here is I know the transformation that can happen through a good education. And the children that we work with to give choice and to transform lives need to be well-educated people, to be caring, concerned, knowledgeable citizens of the future. And that's more than maths and English. It includes music. It includes education that makes you a whole person, a whole human being.
Little star in the night, how you shine, oh so bright. I wish I may, I wish I might have this wish I wish tonight.
What I want to just say is, first of all, thank you to my colleagues in the Strathfield Network. You will have heard it said a couple of times, music is not a one-player sport. High-quality music education is a team sport. It takes a village. It takes a coalition of the willing, and all my colleagues here share our passion, our commitment, and have similar programs. And so we do these things together, and I think that's the importance of this morning's message. The music community, as I see you all sitting here, is this ecosystem, and high quality music education is all about connections and relationships and this collective efficacy. First of all, we had our first ever annual musical, and we had a couple of little recorders and strings. And over time, we have developed what you see here today, and that's been a shared vision and a shared commitment. Our parents have to understand the why. Our staff from the office and the cleaners, every person who's part of our community has to understand the why. And of course, with our patient Year 6 students here as part of the audience, still looking attentive and amazing, our former students in Strathfield Girls, you'll see all of that evidence about engagement, focus, discipline, connection, all living and breathing in them. So what happens here when I talk about Homebush West actually happens in all of our schools across the network.
As the state's first ever Minister for Music, this really is an area that I care deeply about. And it was important that we had that reflected in the official arts policy of the state. That's why the arts policy, Creative Communities, called for this parliamentary inquiry into arts and music education. That inquiry found it's essential for all students in New South Wales primary schools to receive quality, sequential and ongoing music learning. It also found that too often economic, geographical and cultural barriers prevent equal access. So in response, we're developing a 10-year music education plan and to make sure that all public school students can access quality music education.
As with raising a child, it takes a village to create change, and I would like to acknowledge the great work of all of you towards our joint pursuit of quality music education for every child. This initiative in particular focuses on the place and purpose of music within a quality education and how to ensure access for every Australian primary school child. The collaboration that lies at the heart of the initiative has been evident in this New South Wales survey, conducted by the Australian Council for Educational Research, developed, guided and reviewed in our close working relationships with New South Wales Department of Education, the New South Wales Teachers Federation and this initiative's various working groups. It has been jointly funded by the New South Wales Government through Sound New South Wales and the Tony Foundation. It has been a genuinely joint endeavour. It's really encouraging, I think, with this, the stage is set, we have the evidence, we have some wonderful practices in place. We know there are some amazing tools and resources to draw on, and we now have the knowledge of where some of the gaps are and where we can work. The New South Wales Government, and most importantly, the Education Minister, now has just about everything needed to develop a comprehensive music education plan and roll it out across the state. And we will remain actively engaged for as long as this will take.